Radyo Ronda DZBS Baguio. Member, kapisanan ng mga broadcaster ng Pilipinas.
Tara na't bumangon at lumaban sa Luzon, Visayas at Mindanao. Bayanihan ang kailangan natin ngayon. One Ginebra Nation. Isang tagay, tayong lahat. One Ginebra Nation. Isang lahi, one nation. Never say die. One Ginebra Nation. Ano man ang hamon, may pag-asa sa pagbangon. Sama-sama, kakayanin ang pagsubok pag nagkakaisa. Ganadong tunay, tayong lahat. One Ginebra Nation. Isang lahi, one nation. Never say die. One Ginebra Nation.
Drink responsibly.
Hi there, I'm Kapitan Islao from Rescue Evening with the Archangel, inviting you to join us in our new program, CIA Christian in Action, 3 to 4:30 p.m. every Saturday, only here on RPN DZBS Radio Ronda, Baguio City. See you there. Christian in Action.
Beautiful name.
Tara na't bumangon at lumaban sa Luzon, Visayas at Mindanao. Bayanihan ang kailangan natin ngayon. One Ginebra Nation. Isang tagay, tayong lahat. One Ginebra Nation. Isang lahi, one nation. Never say die. One Ginebra Nation. Ano man ang hamon, may pag-asa sa pagbangon. Sama-sama, kakayanin ang pagsubok pag nagkakaisa. Ganadong tunay, tayong lahat. One Ginebra Nation. Isang lahi, one nation. Never say die. One Ginebra Nation.
Drink responsibly.
RPN Radio Philippines Network. Radyo Ronda DZBS Baguio. Member, kapisanan ng mga broadcaster ng Pilipinas.
Ayasak Di Kabenguetan. Programa abinukel iti Department of Education, Division of Benguet, tapno agtultuloy nga maipaayan ti adal, dagiti patpatgen ken dungdungwen tayo nga anak, nga agbasbasa, uray ita agdama a pandemya. Na isang sangayan na programa iti radyo, nga pakaitampukan iti napateg nga ad-adal. Ad-adal nga mainaig iti panagbasa ti anak tayo, maibinsa-binsa, babaen iti panangipalpalawag, dagiti nasisirib ken nasasariri nga manursuro. Isuda, dagiti mamaestra ken mamaestro tayo, iti DEP-ED Benguet, nga inkay makadkadwa iti tangatang. Isagsagot kada kayo iti Department of Education, Division of Benguet, ken daytoy nga istasyon. Ayasak Di Kabenguetan.
Hello, learners. How are you? I hope you are fine and safe. I am Teacher Janice Walang, lending you a helping hand on this module on interpreting meaning suggested in the visual media through visual elements. This module is intended for learners in grade 6 like you. You are encouraged to actively engage yourself in exploring the module. You will be working together with your learning buddy, who could be your mother, your father, your sibling, or any adult who can assist you in answering the challenging activities ahead. Through the help of your learning buddy, you should be able to attain the following learning objectives. Interpret the meaning suggested in the visual media through a focus on color as visual element. Interpret the meaning suggested in the visual media through a focus on line as visual element. And interpret the meaning suggested in the visual media through a focus on shape or form as visual element. Before getting further, kindly be reminded of the following, then apply. First, focus is the key in getting the right answers. Good study habits help learners grow and mature. Honesty makes you bright and a better person. Willingness to learn from this module reduces difficulty and trouble in doing the task given. Asking a question is not a sign of being brainless. So, if confusion comes along, ask questions for clarification to the right person. Are you ready, learners, to keep an ear to your teacher now? I hope so. What comes into your mind when you see this? Bravo! You are correct. This is an example of visual media. What is the meaning of visual media? Great! Visual media is a colloquial or informal expression used to designate sources of information or data in the form of visual representation. What are the types of visual media? Some of these are photography, video, screenshots, infographics, data visualization or charts and graphs, comic strips or cartoons, memes, or visual note-taking. What are the visual elements of this visual media? Great answer, learners! These are colors, lines, shape or forms, symbols, gaze, framing, and social distance. What can we get from this visual media? Excellent answer, learners! They imply values, hidden messages, meanings, or theme. How can we interpret their meanings then? Yes, you are right. We can interpret the meaning suggested in the visual media through its visual elements. We need to focus on the visual elements used like the color, lines, shapes or forms, symbols, gaze, framing, and social distance. However, we will be focusing on the color, lines, and shape or form on this module. In addition, we need to learn the colors with their meaning. White means purity, innocence, and cleanliness. Yellow stands for happiness, optimism, and hope. Red is a color for passion, anger, love, and danger. Green depicts health, relaxation, and harmony. Orange connotes energy, vitality, and happiness. Blue means calmness, sadness, and responsible. Violet is a color for creativity, royalty.
Ayasak Di Kabenguetan.
Hi! Before we get started, don't forget to give the highest glory and be grateful to our Lord and Savior, and to ask for protection and guidance, especially this time of pandemic. Blessed day, students. My name is Brixton G. Alacdis, your oral communication in context teacher. So before we get going, I would like to ask this question. Are you ready to listen? Great! So in this module, you will be learning about the elements of communication, the process of communication, as well as knowing the features of communication. This module has been developed to address the growing needs of teachers and learners for a material that would make teaching and learning more enjoyable, while it aids in the development of communicative competence and the proficiency in the use of the English language, as well as understanding the concept of oral communication. You are encouraged to actively engage yourself in exploring the module, read the topic discussion, and do the activities provided. This is the module in oral communication in context entitled The Nature and Process of Communication. After the lesson, you are expected to master the desired learning competencies, such as you should know how to define communication, and you should know how to explain the nature and process of communication. So, are you ready? To begin with, in your module on the What I Know part, you are expected to answer 15 pre-test questions. Answer these in one whole sheet of paper. You can use the answer key at the back page to check your answer. So why is communication important? Why are we communicating? How do we become an effective speaker? Did you even bother to ask yourself about these questions? Well, communication plays a major role in dealing with others. If you try to examine your day-to-day activity, you will notice how important it is. You had been learning the importance of macro skills in your junior high years, and the mastery of these skills is a factor which determines your progress in all fields of learning. So what is communication? Communication is the process of sending and receiving messages through verbal or non-verbal means, including speech or oral communication, writing and graphical representations such as infographics, maps, and charts, even for signs, signals, and behavior. More simply, communication is said to be the creation and exchange of meaning. Communicating helps people to express their ideas and feelings at the same time, helps us to understand emotion and thoughts of the others. As a result, we will develop affection or hatred toward other people, and positive or negative relationships will be created. Having strong communication skills aids in all aspects of life, from professional life to personal life and everything that falls in between. From a business standpoint, all transactions result from communication. Good communication skills are essential to allow others and yourself to understand information more accurately and quickly. Good communication enables students to assimilate more from the learning process by empowering them to ask relevant questions and discuss doubts. Effective verbal communication nurtures the process of socialization by facilitating new friendships, and this in turn aid the learning process. By now, you should already have an idea of what is communication all about and how important it is. Now, let us continue with the elements of communication. First up, we have the sender. Conveys messages by converting their thoughts into symbols or observable signals such as words. Next is encoding. The organization of thoughts and ideas by sending before delivering a message. Next up, we have the receiver, the second person who receives the message from the sender. We also have decoding, the process of interpretation and deciphering by the receiver. Next is the message, are the ideas or thoughts that are transmitted from sender to receiver. Messages can be verbal or non-verbal. Next up is the channel. It refers to the medium through which the message is sent. It connects the sender and the receiver. Usually it is the air around the sender and the receiver. When the sender uses a microphone or other device, then that becomes part of the channel. Lastly, we have the feedback. Feedback is also called the return signals. It refers to the message transmitted by the receiver in response to the message of the speaker. Let us try to understand more the elements of communication.
Ayasak Di Kabenguetan.
Good morning, social scientists. How was your first week of studying understanding society, culture, and politics? I hope you enjoyed your lesson. So for this whole week of... Agray. Sige. our topic. Good morning, social scientists. How was your first week in studying understanding society, culture, and politics? I hope you enjoyed your lesson. I am teacher Joanna Bel Garcia Morales. Just call me teacher Joanna. And I will be your teacher for this whole week of this lesson. Our topic for this week is the concept, aspects, and changes in of culture and society. Before we start with the lesson, I would like to remind you to take the pre-assessment, which is 15 points. If you get 14 points and below, don't worry because the module will explain how you are going to take the lesson. After you take the pre-assessment test, you will have to take the review part. Let's review. Anthropology, sociology, and political science are fields of social sciences that are intertwined. You cannot discuss one without mentioning other fields. However, each field has their own distinct subject. These fields of social sciences that you have learned in the previous lesson is connected to your lesson that you will take in this module. Anthropology is the study of human societies and cultures and their development, as well as the study of human biological and physiological characteristics and their evolution. Sociology is the science of society, social institutions, and social relationships, specifically the systematic study of development, structure, interaction, and collective behavior of organized groups of human beings. While political science is the branch of knowledge that deals with the systems of government, the analysis of political activity and behavior. So now let's go to the main topic, which is the culture and society. What is culture? Culture encompasses religion, food, what we wear, how we wear it, our language, marriage, music, what we believe is right or wrong, how we sit at the table, how we greet visitors, how we behave with loved ones, and a million other things. Culture is the characteristics and knowledge of a particular group of people encompassing language, religion, cuisine, social habits, music, and arts. Society refers to interacting people who share a culture. Culture is the product of interaction. In reality, human society and culture cannot exist independently of each other. What are the aspects of culture? Number one, it is dynamic, flexible, and adaptive. Number two, it is shared and contested. Number three, it is learned through socialization and enculturation. Number four, patterned social interaction. Number five, it is integrated and at times unstable. Number six, it is transmitted through socialization or enculturation. Number seven, it requires language and other forms of communication. And number eight,
Ayasak Di Kabenguetan. Ayasak Di Kabenguetan.
Magandang araw mga bata, ako si Ginang Rejoice Bugtong. Mahilig ka bang magbasa o manood? Sa araw na ito, susuriin natin ang mga mabuti at di mabuting dulot ng multimedia tulad ng dyaryo, magazine, telebisyon, pelikula, radyo o internet sa iyong sarili at mga membro ng pamilya. Pagkatapos ng aralin, ay inaasahang masusuri mo ang mga mabubuting na idudulot sa sarili o membro ng pamilya ng mga sumusunod, dyaryo, magazine, radyo, telebisyon, pelikula o internet. Pangalawa, masusuri ang mga di mabuting na idudulot ng mga nabanggit sa itaas sa sarili at sa mga miyembro ng pamilya. Pangatlo, mapapahalagahan mo ang pagsuri ng mga mabuti at di mabuting na idudulot ng mga nababasa, napapanood o napapakinggan mo. Handa ka na ba? Tignan ang pabalat ng iyong module. Ang module na ito ay inihanda para mapabuti at makapagbigay ng kaalaman upang mapaunlad ang talento o kasanayan mo sa edukasyon sa pagpapakatao. Ang pamagat ng pag-aaralan natin ngayon ay mga dulot ng multimedia sa sarili at pamilya. Ito ay inihanda ng iyong lingkod at iginuhit naman ni Ginoong Brenson Salaw. Bago natin simulan ang ating aralin, subukin muna natin kung ano ang nalalaman mo tungkol sa ating aralin. Buksan ang iyong module at sagutin ang subukin. Pagkatapos mong sagutin ang module mo, ay basahin mo ang mga paalala mula rito. Sa mga nakalipas na aralin, ay natutunan rin natin ang tungkol sa pagbibigay halaga sa katotohanan sa pamamagitan ng pagsusuri sa mga balitang napakinggan, patalastas na nabasa o narinig, napanood na programang pantelebisyon at nabasa sa internet. Para mas lalong mahasa ang kaalaman tungkol sa nakaraang aralin, sagutin muna natin ang pagsasanay sa balikan sa module. Ngayon, sabayan niyo ako sa pagbabasa sa ating kwento tungkol sa epekto ng multimedia sa isang pamilya. Ang pamagat ng kwentong ito ay Pamilya Moderno na isinulat ng iyong lingkod at inilarawan naman ni Ginoong Rani Balakdaw Sr. Simulan natin ang pagbabasa. Ang Pamilya Moderno. Ang Pamilya Moderno ay kinabibilangan ni Ginoong Jose, Ginang Imelda at ng kanilang 3 anak na si Christine, Stan at Cesar. Lahat sila ay mahilig magbasa, manood at makinig gamit ang multimedia gaya ng radyo, telebisyon, pelikula, magazine, internet at dyaryo. Masaya Ginang Imelda na nahihilig ang kanilang mga anak gamit ang mga ito dahil napapansin niyang may mga magandang na idudulot ang mga ito. Una na dyan ay mas madaling nakakakuha ng impormasyon ang kanilang mga anak gamit ang internet, dyaryo o magazine. Kapag may takdang aralin sina Christine, Stan at Cesar, mas mabilis at mas maraming impormasyon ang nakukuha nila mula sa mga ito. Sa pamamagitan rin ng multimedia, naaaliw ang kanilang pamilya, lalo na kapag sabay silang nanonood ng kanilang mga paboritong programa at pelikula. Pakiramdam ni Ginoong Jose ay mas napapalapit silang mag-anak kapag nanonood. Sa pamamagitan rin ng mga ito, marami silang naririnig na balita, babala o anunsyo, kaya nakapaghahanda sila lalo na kapag may paparating na bagyo. Gamit rin ang internet, mas napapabilis ang komunikasyon lalo na kapag gusto nilang makipagkumustahan sa mga kamag-anak nila sa ibang bansa. Malaki rin ang tulong ng internet sa pagbebenta ni Ginang Imelda ng mga damit na tinda niya. Pinupost lang niya ang mga paninda niya sa Facebook at marami na ang nag-order. Sa kabilang banda naman, may mga pagkakataon na hindi nasisiyahan si Ginoong Jose at ibang kasapi ng kanilang pamilya sa paggamit ng mga ito. Isa sa mga di mabuting na idudulot ng mga ito ay ang pagkakaroon nila ng pagtatalo dahil sa hindi paggawa ng mga gawaing bahay tulad ni Cesar na kadalas ay nakababad sa paggamit ng internet. Sa halip kasi na tumutulong siya sa gawaing bahay ay
Ayasak Di Kabenguetan. Ayasak Di Kabenguetan.
Maalab na pagbati sa inyo, mga mag-aaral. Ako, si Ginang Cesaria B. Adapang, ang inyong guro na gagabay sa inyong pag-aaral sa module na ito. Para sa asignaturang Araling Panlipunan 10 na nakatuon sa mga kontemporaryong issue. Kahit man tayo ay nakakaranas at sinusubok ng magkakaibang issue, ay kailangan pa rin nating matuto upang malinang ang mga kakayahan at kasanayan na magiging gabay sa pag-agapay natin sa hamong kinakaharap at makakalinang sa inyong matalinong pagpapasya tungo sa mapanagutang mamamayan ng bansa at daigdig. Handa ka na ba? Simulan natin. Ang module na ito ay tungkol sa paghahanda sa pagharap ng panganib na dulot ng suliraning pangkapaligiran. Pagkatapos ng mga gawain, ay inaasahan na may sasagawa mo ang mga sumusunod na kakayahan o kasanayan. Una, naiisa-isa ang mga gawain ng iba't ibang ahensya ng lipunan na may kinalaman sa pagharap sa kalamidad batay sa mga nabasang artikulo. Pangalawa, naihahambing ang mga iba't ibang paraan ng mga pagharap at pag-agapay ng mga lugar na nabanggit sa mga artikulo sa mga nararanasang suliranin at hamong pangkapaligiran. Pangatlo, nakapagmumungkahi ng mga paraan na maaaring gawin upang harapin ang lumalalang suliranin at hamong pangkapaligiran. Bago natin sagutin ang panimulang pagsusulit, ay mahalagang unawain ang mga sumusunod na paalala. Inaasahang sisikapin mong sariling matutunan at lilinangin ang mga kasanayan sa aralin na ito. Pangalawa, sagutin ang bawat gawain na may katapatan upang matutunan ang paksang tinatalakay. Pangatlo, kung may balakid sa pag-unawa, ay mangyaring humingi ng paggabay sa mga magulang at sino mang handang tumulong sa inyong pag-unawa. Maaari ring humingi ng paggabay ng guro sa paraang pagtitext, messenger, o gamitin ang inyong classroom account o Facebook page. Pang-apat, sagutin ang bawat gawain sa iyong sagutang papel. Pang-lima, tapusin ang bawat module sa 3 hanggang 4 na araw. Maliwanag ba sa inyo ang ating paalala? Kung ganon, simulan na ang mga gawain. Ang bahaging subukin ay binubuo ito ng 15 bilang na tataya sa lawak ng iyong kaalaman tungkol sa aralin. Pag natapos, ay iwasto ang iyong sagot at isang guni sa susing sagot na nasa huling pahina. Maaari mo na simulan ang pagsagot. Basahin muna ang panuto. Subukan natin ang unang bilang. Pakibasa ang unang bilang. Ano sa iyong palagay ang tamang sagot? Ang iyong sagot ay check. Tama! Mukhang kaya mo nang gawin ang sumusunod na bilang. Ipagpatuloy at tapusin ito. Upang maunawaan mo ang susunod na aralin, balikan ang mga nakalipas sa paksa at iugnay sa tatalakaying aralin. Upang lalo mo pang maunawaan at mabatid ang kahalagahan ng pagpaplano bilang bahagi ng pagharap sa suliranin at hamong pangkapaligiran, tukuyin ang hakbang na isinasaad ng mga pangkat ng salita na nasa kanang kahon. Sa ibaba nito ay sumulat ng isang pangungusap tungkol sa naunawaan sa mga nabanggit na salita. Gawin natin ang unang bilang upang maging gabay sa paggawa ng gawain.
Ayasak Di Kabenguetan. Ayasak Di Kabenguetan.
Magandang araw, ako si Kimberly, ang inyong makakasama para sa ating talakayan sa Filipino. Ito ay tungkol sa wikang pambansa, wikang opisyal at wikang panturo. Ang module na ito ay naglalaman ng mga gawain na kailangan mong sagutan upang matayan natin ang iyong pangunawa at kaalaman sa mga konsepto na kailangan mong matutuhan. Narito ang mga kasanayang malilinang sa iyo pagkatapos mong sagutan ang ating module. Una, naibibigay mo ang kahulugan ng pambansang wika, wikang opisyal at wikang panturo. Pangalawa, nasasabi mo ang kabuluhan ng pagkakaroon ng pambansang wika, wikang opisyal at wikang panturo. Pangatlo, naiugnay mo ang mga konsepto ng wikang pambansa, opisyal at panturo sa mga sitwasyong pangkomunikasyong mapakikinggan mo sa radyo. At ang pangapat, nakapagsasaliksik ka ng mga karagdagang kaalaman tungkol sa wikang pambansa, opisyal at panturo gamit ang kaalaman sa modernong teknolohiya. Ito rin ay naglalaman ng mga gawain na kailangan mong sagutan. Siguraduhin basahing mabuti ang mga panuto bago sagutan ang mga ito. Bilang panimula, may inihanda akong mga katanungan na kailangan nating sagutan. Ano ang ating gagawin? Una, kailangan lang nating basahing mabuti at suriin ang mga pangungusap. Pangalawa, tukuyin natin kung tama o mali ang isinasaad ng mga ito. Ano pang iniintay natin? Simulan na. Ang unang pangungusap. Ang pagkakaroon ng isang wikang pambansa ay nagmimithing mabilis na magkaunawaan at sibulan ng damdamin ng pagkakaisa ang mga mamamayan na may iba't ibang wikang katutubo. Ano sa tingin mo? Ang unang pangungusap ay? Tama. Ang wikang pambansa ay nagmimithing mabilis na magkaunawaan at magkaisa ang mga mamamayan. Bilingual ang itinatag na pambansang sistema ng edukasyon ng mga Amerikano noong ika-20 siglo. Ano ang sagot? Tama ang iniisip mo. Ano ang nagpamali sa pangungusap? Ang pambansang sistema ng edukasyon na itinatag ng mga Ang pambansang sistema ng edukasyon na itinatag ng mga Amerikano noong ika-20 siglo ay monolingual. Ang ating pangatlong pangungusap? Sa ilalim ng patakarang bilingual, ang mga asignatura sa elementarya at sekundarya ay hinati upang ang isang pangkat ay ituro sa wikang Pilipino at ang isang pangkat ay ituro sa wikang katutubo. Tama o mali? Ang sagot? Mali. Dahil ang asignatura sa patakarang bilingual ay itinuro sa Pilipino at Ingles. Pangapat na pangungusap? Sa ilalim ng 1987 Constitution, itinadhanang Ingles at Espanyol ang ating wikang opisyal. Ano ang sagot? Itinadhanang Ingles at Espanyol ang ating wikang opisyal sa ilalim ng 1935 Constitution. Panglima at panghuling pangungusap, ang wikang opisyal ang wikang maaaring gamitin sa anumang uri ng komunikasyon, lalo na sa anyong nakasulat sa loob at labas ng alinmang sangay o ahensya ng gobyerno. Ang pangungusap ay? Tama. Unahin nating alamin kung ano ang wikang pambansa. Susunod ang wikang pambansa ng Pilipinas, wikang opisyal at ang panghuli ay ang wikang panturo. Ang wikang pambansa ay isang wika na para sa buong bansa o wikang ginagamit ng buong bansa. Ito ang kinikilalang pangkalahatang medium ng komunikasyon sa isang bansa. Kadalasan, ito ang wikang ginagamit tandaan sa pang-araw-araw na pamumuhay ng mga mamamayan ng bansa. Ito din ang wikang natatanging kumakatawan sa pambansang pagkakakilanlan ng isang lahi o bansa. Ayon kay Almario 2014 sa kanyang aklat na madalas itanong,
Ayasak Di Kabenguetan. Ayasak Di Kabenguetan.
Hello everyone, it's Teacher Jen. Today we will be reading a story about Susan the Orphan, written by Roosevelt C. Satur, illustrated by Jobel E. Gapit. Susan woke up early. She wore her only set of clothes for school. They are old and worn out, but she didn't care. She placed her only notebook in her tattered bag. She got her baon and sang on her way to school. She was the first to arrive, though she lives far from their school. She started sweeping the floor without being told. "Ma'am, may I help you?" Susan asked as she hurriedly ran to meet her teacher. "Thank you, Susan." Miss Valentin smiled lovingly at her. "You are a helpful child, Susan. Please carry my books then," replied her teacher. Susan carried gladly her teacher's books and placed them on the teacher's table. She picked the broom and continued to sweep the floor. When her classmates saw what she is doing, each of them got a broom and helped her clean the room. "Susan, look, your classmates are also cleaning our classroom. I am happy that you can be a good example to them." Susan is loved by her teacher because she is a responsible girl. She always helps her teacher. Miss Valentin uses Susan as model to encourage Susan's classmates. "Look at how short Susan's pencil is, but she still writes," says their teacher, who tries to inspire her lazy classmates. She is always attentive and active in her class. Her works are neat and attractive. She makes sure she did a perfect job. Despite the 5 kilometers distance from home to school, it was never the reason for her to get absent nor to be late. Until one day, Susan's chair was empty. "Ma'am, Susan might be sick. She will not get absent if she is feeling well," the class told her. Miss Valentin was bothered. She thought that her pupils might be correct. Susan had been punctual and never missed her classes before. The following day, still, Susan is not there to greet Miss Valentin and to carry her books. There was nobody to sweep the floor in the morning. "Who will go with me to Susan's place?" asked Miss Valentin. "We want to see Susan too," replied all her classmates. "Susan, Susan, are you there?" shouted Miss Valentin as they finally arrived at Susan's place. There was no answer. They went nearer. "Susan! Susan!" They shouted louder. "Please come in," answered a faint voice. Miss Valentin and her pupils hurriedly entered a small house that has no door. "Susan, are you sick? Did you eat?" asked Miss Valentin. "Yes, I had a headache, but I feel better today, ma'am," answered Susan. "Why are you alone? Where are your parents?" asked Miss Valentin. "Ma'am, my Lola Anna went to the farm. Our house was destroyed by a landslide. Both my parents and my sister died. I and my Lola are the only ones left," answered Susan. Miss Valentin hugged Susan tightly as she wiped her tears. She did not want Susan to see her crying. All of her classmates hugged Susan too. "Get well, Susan. We missed you," her classmates told her. "I am sorry, Susan, but don't worry. Everything will be all right. You will no longer be alone with your Lola," assured Miss Valentin. "I like you to come and live with me, you and your Lola," said Miss Valentin. Let us answer the following questions. Number 1. Who is Susan's teacher? You're right. Susan's teacher is Miss Valentin. Number 2. Describe Susan as a pupil and a classmate. Very good. Susan is a responsible pupil and a role model to her classmates. Number 3. If you were Susan, how would you feel wearing old worn clothes? Yes, some of you might feel ashamed, but others will feel okay with it.
Ayasak Di Kabenguetan.
Magandang araw mga bata! Ako si Teacher Yoli. Samahan niyo akong tuklasin ang aral na mapupulot sa bago nating kwento ngayon. Bago tayo magpatuloy, naisip ba ninyo kung gaano kahalaga ang pag-uunawaan at pagbibigayan sa magkakapatid? Nais kong gamitin niyo ang katanungang ito bilang gabay sa kasanayang pakikinig sa kwentong pinamagatang Sina Edwin at Edward. Ito ay isinulat ni Julie B. Salowen na siya ring gumuhit at nagkulay nito. Sa sityo ng Englandad sa Atok Benguet ay nakatira ang kambal na nagngangalang Edwin at Edward. Naglalaro sila ng laroang eroplano at elepante na ibinigay ng ninong Elvin nila. Nang umuwi sila, sinabi ng nanay Edna nila na magpalit sila ng damit. Sumunod naman ang kambal. Gusto ko ang damit na ito, sambit ni Edward. Yan ang gagamitin ko, sabi naman ni Edwin. Napunit ang damit dahil hinila nila ito. Aray! Ikaw kasi! Sabi ni Edwin. Aray ko! Sabi naman ni Edward. Tama na yan! Tignan nyo! Napunit ang damit! Sabi ng nanay nila. Hindi na po mauulit. Sabi.
Ayasak Di Kabenguetan.
Hello everyone, this is Teacher Jen. Today, we are going to read the story between the heartwarming friendship between a bird and a girl named Piit. The Bird, written by Mildred L. Julian, illustrated by Jobel E. Gapit. Piit heard a soft chirp from a bird. She went to look where it was. Oh, the bird's foot is bleeding. Someone must have hit it with a slingshot, said Piit. Piit went near the bird. It did not fly. It just tried to walk away, limping, but it did not go far. Chirp, 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 chirped the bird very softly, as if asking for help. Oh, what happened to your foot? Don't worry, I'll help you, Piit whispered. She held the bird with care and then went to get herbal leaves. She pounded the herbs and placed at the bird's wounded foot. I'll bring you home. I will help you get well, she said. She brought the bird home. She placed it in a safe and comfortable place. She gave foods. She gave proper care to the bird. One morning, the bird was happy. Its foot was healed. It kept tapping at Piit's hand. Piit was also so happy playing with it. One morning, after a few more days, the bird was very well. It can already hop and fly. It flew to the window. It flew to the roof. It flew far until it can no longer be seen. After
Ayasak Di Kabenguetan. Programa abinukel iti Department of Education, Division of Benguet, tapno agtultuloy nga maipaayan ti adal, dagiti patpatgen ken dungdungwen tayo nga anak, nga agbasbasa, uray ita agdama a pandemya. Na isang sangayan na programa iti radyo, nga pakaitampukan iti napateg nga ad-adal. Ad-adal nga mainaig iti panagbasa ti anak tayo, ama ibinsa-binsa, babaen iti panangipalpalawag, dagiti nasisirib ken nasasariri nga manursuro. Isuda, dagiti mamaestra ken mamaestro tayo, iti DEP-ED Benguet, nga inkay makadkadwa iti tangatang. Isagsagot kada kayo iti Department of Education, Division of Benguet, ken daytoy nga istasyon. Ayasak Di Kabenguetan.
RPN Radio Philippines Network, Radyo Ronda, DZBS Baguio, member kapisanan ng mga broadcaster ng Pilipinas.
Tara na't bumangon at lumaban sa Luzon, Visayas at Mindanao. Bayanihan ang kailangan natin ngayon. One Ginebra Nation. Isang tagay, tayong lahat. One Ginebra Nation. Isang lahi, one nation. Never say die. One Ginebra Nation. Ano man ang hamon, may pag-asa sa pagbangon. Sama-sama, kakayanin ang pagsubok pag nagkakaisa. Ganadong tunay, tayong lahat. One Ginebra Nation. Isang lahi, one nation. Never say die. One Ginebra Nation.
Drink responsibly.
Hi there, I'm Kapitan Islao from Rescue Evening with the Archangel, inviting you to our program CIA Christian in Action every Saturday from 3 to 4:30 p.m. only here on RPN DZBS Baguio. See you there!
Anumang paglalakbay ng Pilipino, sasabayan ng Petron. Ang mga naglalakbay para makausad sa buhay, may kasabay sa daan. Ang mga naglalakbay ng malayuan, may kasabay sa patagalan. Para sa inyo, Petron XCS, our excellent cleaning system na nagbibigay ng better engine protection, improved combustion, and more mileage. Kaya bawat patak, maaasahan sa paglalakbay ng Pilipino. Petron XCS, kasabay sa lakbay.
RPN Radio Philippines Network, Radyo Ronda, DZBS Baguio, member kapisanan ng mga broadcaster